Okay, Pi Michael's son, how's it going? Sicilian? What's that called? A tall gambit? A Grand Prix attack? Yeah, this is the tall gambit. When he plays this, they normally take. If they don't take, I will take. Okay, so he doesn't know how to play this. He chose the opening and he doesn't know how to play it. Yeah, black is supposed to be gambiting in this line. Okay, I'm gonna just get castled. Queen, the rook will defend the queen. The bishop's defending already too, so I don't have to worry about discoveries or anything. Okay, can we do better in this second game? Let's see. I can put my queen here and threaten to push this pawn. But I could also put my bishop here. That seems like a good idea. So maybe I need to bring a rook over, huh? And then put the knight here. Okay. Yes, I'm not going to let him take this knight. I'm going to go here. He does have a great knight here, an advanced post. But it's not entirely satisfactory there. We will, let's see, drop my bishop back and I can put my queen over and threaten mate. Or I could move my queen up here directly. Let's see, well in this position, I could just take his knight. But yeah, let's keep it tied down instead. Yeah, he can't really take this pawn because I'll take it with, let's say if he takes with the bishop, I'll take with the rook. He takes the knight. He gets, well, I get a check. I don't know. Maybe he can take that pawn. Maybe he can. I wanted to maneuver my knight around anyway, so. But the bishop here, holding onto the pawn, I'll be able to put the knight in front of the rook. And we'll see if that works. So it's not a check here, huh? Okay, let's unpin at least. Okay, so knight here is a fork. Forking the queen and rook. Let's get rid of the bishop. Yeah, and also left the bishop loose. He resigned. Yeah, it was pretty far gone at that point. Good game, I think. First win of the session. First e4, French defense. They play the Winawer or the classical. Neither. Plays the bishop. Is he so afraid of the knight here? Getting pinned? Is there a way to put more pressure on this pawn? So I bring the bishop here. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. Aha. So in this scenario, I can take here. And, okay, took with the knight. I can dissolve all of this. We could, well, he has to take back with a pawn. So we could leave him with an isolated queen's pawn. I want to get developed here, though. And I could have taken this pawn. Maybe I'll do this now. I'll take this and then castle. Castle quick before he can check me. Now he could push that d pawn immediately. Okay, he didn't. So let's restrain it. Let's show some restraint here. What I want to do is play bishop to e3. He can put the bishop here, but I can take it, so this is not good. So increasing my restraint of the d pawn. And put a rook over here. I could put a rook over here. He's playing really fast. He's still got 5 minutes on his clock, which is what he started with. So if I bring the knight out, it will serve to blockade that pawn. Restrain, blockade, destroy. Yeah, and then the rook can blockade it. And I can bring the other rook here. He can double up. Now, I was thinking I could attack here, but actually he can just lift his rook up. So we'll just bring our king up. This is like an endgame. Now, you know, one trick is to do this. Got all my pawns on dark squares, so. I don't know, maybe this trick doesn't work the way I think it does. I at least get this pawn. So it's a trade. And then hopefully I'll bring my king up to attack these pawns. That's the idea. Oh, I should have put the bishop here immediately. take. So let's go here and threaten the pawn, force him to take, and it brings my king forward. And then I can step over here and attack these two pawns. Oh. Well, I can still do the same trick. He can't defend these pawns, whether he took with the king or the pawn. Okay, maybe now he will slow down to think. Oh, that's a good try. Let's just get this. Are you going to ignore the pawn that I'm going to queen? Yes, he is. Okay. And he resigned. He didn't ignore it for too long. Yeah, he can't stop it from queening. I can't get over fast enough to take my pawn, so that was pretty straightforward. Let's get a new game. Let's see, time for c4. Okay, a reverse Sicilian, c4. Oh, he's playing real slow. He doesn't want my knight coming here, I guess. Oh, and he wants to have a hidey hole for his bishop. That makes sense. The knight could go to either of these two squares. I think I'll put it here. I just didn't like the idea of this pawn push. Then I'll get castled. Now I can oppose his bishop here with a pawn push. He takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. Yeah, so I have enough force. And that clears off this he had the idea of pushing a pawn and shutting out my bishop, which is kind of annoying in these structures. So he doesn't have that now. And let's pin his knight. Is he gonna play like a Dutch or something? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, that knight is still pinned, so we can increase the pressure on it. This is still defended. And as usual, my opponent took no time for all these moves. But he's in a bit of a pickle now, so I guess he'll stop and think. Yeah, now I have to think. Do I want to take with the knight? I think I do. I take with the knight, it's check. That's very forcing. He probably will take back with a pawn, then I can at least take here. Hitting his rook. Now, what's the best continuation? Can't quite. Let's just blockade these pawns for now. I was thinking maybe I could do something with this knight, but maybe not yet. Okay, what I want to do is maybe I give up the light squared bishop. If I take here, then I don't have to worry so much about these being defended. Or, well, here's another idea too. I could try and shut out the bishop this way. Pawn, 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 or just pawn. Yeah, just pawn. He takes, I take back, and the bishop has to move, and I can support it with two moves. These two moves will support a pawn here, but I could just push right away because it's supported by the knight. And he resigned. Well, that's a coward's way out. It's not losing yet, is it? What's the analysis say? +7. Okay, I guess it's pretty bad. I would have kept fighting in that position. But, you know, everybody gets to choose for themselves when to resign. Somebody new. 11-12. Okay. Back to E4, I guess. V2507 1980. That's quite a name. We have a Sicilian, a accelerated dragon, or a hyper accelerated dragon. Oh, but he didn't. He did not defend the pawn. Okay, I guess I better think. If I push my pawn up here, which I'm tempted to do, he takes. Yeah, that works. He takes. I can take back. It's supported by the knight, or I could even take with the knight. So he was just recovering the pawn. So I want to, yeah, I'll develop the bishop first. Oh, I can do it. Yeah, I wanted to place my bishop here. I was thinking it still needed to defend over here, but it's not. And let's move my bishop out so I can get castled. I needed to defend that. I needed to defend that. Okay, so there is a check, but it's not good. He can take it and I come back. Maybe I can kick the queen first. Yeah, so now it's good. I check here. He takes with the king, and then I check here and take the knight. He can take here in the long run. But it'll mess up his king a little bit. Oh, and after I take the knight, this pawn, I was thinking this pawn was hanging, but it won't be after I take the knight, because it's defended by my knight. I just need to get the rook off this diagonal, and I'll be okay. It's still hanging, I guess. If he takes, yeah, he can take it. He can take it because of the queen. The queen and the bishop. But he doesn't take it. Okay. He's hoping that I will do something, I guess. You know what I should do? Yeah, I should kick his knight. Okay, I'm going to. I can't take it, huh? I wanted to just take that knight, but he can take back. So I can play my knight over here. I can check here. Can pin the knight. He can take with check. I take back with check. Okay, so we get rid of the threats on the diagonal, get my knight out, and we should be okay. Have a check here. His bishop is still not out. Patzer sees a check, Patzer takes a check. But I want to put some pressure on this square. If he pushes the pawn, yeah, I can take the other pawn. But maybe put a rook on this, or a knight. Sink a knight in there. It keeps his bishop imprisoned. This pawn structure does. And this is a good spot for the knight. Okay, so rook over and up. Yeah, he's trying to develop his, oh, just up and over. He's not letting me develop my plan here. Okay, let's go somewhere else. Yeah, I can start pushing those pawns. I have to be a little careful I don't get trapped here. There is a check here. Yeah, knight forks those two pieces. Yeah, he didn't see that, I guess. Okay, so we can put pressure on his pawns now. It's still a bad bishop. He's got such a bad bishop. He could sacrifice a pawn just to develop it, but this will force something. Oh, he could step up with the king. He could do that. Well, I'm sure there would be something here. Okay, he just gave it up, so let's take it. And I'll take with the queen so that I get rid of the queens and I don't have to worry about back rank mates. And then we'll just put all our pawns on light squares. Well, I'll take the free pawn. He could have defended it, I guess. Oh, he gets the pawn here. I'll defend it. And he resigned, yeah.